Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just sitting down and getting ready to do a little bit of collaging in my Shabby Chic journal. And I was inspired by this sheet of paper from Simple Stories. This is from their Wildflower collection. And I just really like these large flowers and just the pretty colors in the paper. And I kind of wanted to bring those out in the collage. And this particular journal has a lot of kind of shabby chic style collages in it. I just started it. And I like to do collaging kind of when I'm in between projects. So I like to just kind of settle in and just kind of practice layering. I do a lot of layering on my greeting cards, so this is good practice for that. And I also like to just kind of work with colors, work with different textures, and just kind of have fun playing, just creating for the sake of creating. So I thought I'd bring you along with me, and you can kind of follow along and watch how I do this particular collage. I took a few pieces from I have actually a big basket here of products from Taperlogy, which I really love. They have a lot of different colors in their collections, and so I kind of tried to pull sort of the brighter white styled ephemera pieces. So I'm going to kind of use some of these in here. I also have a piece of scrapbook paper that I thought would be good for a background piece, and then this catalog page just with some gardening list of gardening products on it, and then this textured piece. This is awesome from Taperlogy, just to give a little bit of a textured background. I thought that would be fun to work with, and then just some other little pieces and trims and things that I'm going to add to it too. So I'm just going to start filming, and I will kind of do a voiceover and talk about my process as I do this. So I'm getting ready to just kind of lay down my background. I want to start with this sheet of wildflowers paper, and I'm just going to trim off the kind of edge of it, mostly where the whiter flowers are, so that I get more of a brighter look to the background. And then this is a little journaling card from Taperlogy that I really liked. I like the little birds at the bottom of it, so I wanted to combine that because it has the blue in it that kind of pulls the blue from the floral sheet of paper. Then I just want to kind of fill in the blanks. The journal is small, so there's not a lot of space to fill up for a background, so I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to use. I want to have a small print, I think, for the background. So I think this this piece of catalog page will be good for that, just to kind of almost read like a neutral in the background. And then I definitely want to use this piece of textured paper for the top corner. So I'm going to rip off a little piece of that. It's nice in a journal like this, you've got, when you turn the pages, they're all crinkly and everything, and then when you add all these different textures too, you get even more, like more of a tactile feeling in the journal. So it's kind of fun to experiment with that too. And like I said, I really love layering because it helps me to practice when I layer on my cards, or even sometimes in my journal, making cluster embellishments and things like that. It's just kind of good practice. And I've been using the Oohoo glue stick. I really like that for a basic adhesive. You'll see me later on use a liquid adhesive too to adhere some more difficult things. But mostly for my collages, I like the glue stick because it's a very flat adhesive, and everything lays nicely with it. And then I'm just using kind of a little smoother thing to kind of smooth everything out. I got that on Amazon. It's like I don't know what you call it. It's made of rubber. It's really nice. It really gets things smooth when you're trying to do collage. And then I'm just trying to just get everything in the background done. I've got this little piece of paper, the little catalog piece adhered down there. And I'm leaving all the edges kind of spilling over, and then I'm eventually going to be trimming them off. But for right now, I just want to kind of see where I'm at before I trim anything off. So this is another little label from Taperlogy. And I don't really like the little label that's on top of it, so I'm trying to find a way to cover that up. So I will eventually do that. I wanted to incorporate this little piece of trim. I think it's really pretty. And then also the washi tape too. I like this printed washi tape. I think the colors go really well with the Wildflowers paper. So I'm just going to kind of add a little layer with that. And I'm trying to figure out where to put this little dictionary page. For this journal, I've been using these little dictionary sheets that I got from my taperlogy pack. They have a different word on them, and what I do is I kind of flip through the little dictionaries and just whatever word speaks to me, I just pull it out, and that's what's going to be on the journal page. So for this particular one, it's together. And then I have this pack of really fun little flowers and butterflies and all different textures that I want to try to use on this collage. And I think this flower looks really nice, this gold flower. The color isn't something I'd really gravitate towards, but it really does go with the paper. So I want to kind of stay within the color scheme. And I still have the bright white background, so I think it looks pretty good. And I'm still trying to figure out where I want to put that little dictionary page. And then I'm going to add this little piece of trim, kind of overlap it over the washi tape. I think that'll look good. Trims like these are a little hard to adhere, and in this case, I'm just going to use some tape runner. It's just like a dotted tape runner from Tombow, and I think that will work well to have it stick down, because there's a lot of little holes in the trim. Using an adhesive glue probably wouldn't be such a good idea, but I think this works pretty well. This is all going to stay tucked in the book, so I think if anything gets loose, I can always add some more adhesive to it. Okay, that's starting to look good with the layers. And then I need something else. I need something to kind of cover up. I like to kind of cover the corners and kind of fill in some things. So I was kind of looking at that butterfly. But I think these flowers will be good. The butterfly kind of clashed with the bird, the blue bird that's next to it. I don't want them to compete with each other. So I think these neutral flowers will be good just to kind of cover up that corner. And then it kind of gives a little triangle design. And then I'm going to trim off the edges of the pages here, all the excess. I love these scissors. These are my Tim Holtz non-stick scissors. They're big and they trim things off really well. I reach for these all the time. And if they get real sticky with adhesive, I just use some Goo Gone and clean them off, and they're as good as new again. But they usually don't stick, but I use a lot of adhesive, so sometimes there's a lot that gets on the scissors. So I just wanted to trim this stuff off to kind of see where I was and see what I needed to do. So I need a couple more layers. I think I want to cover up the title of that journaling card a little bit, just so it's not so in your face. And I'm using one of these peel away labels. And then it'll be a good background for my dictionary page. So I'm just trying to figure out where I want to place those. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it under that flower. And then I'm just going to adhere it down a little bit better with some liquid adhesive. That's a Tombow Mono liquid adhesive. I use a lot of different glues, so it kind of just depends on what I have closest to me, but that's one of the glues that I really like. And I'm just repositioning this flower because, again, one of the little corners of that top label was sticking out, and that was bothering me. So I want the flower to kind of cover that corner to kind of smooth it over. So I'm just going to add some more liquid adhesive and kind of scoot the flower up a little bit. And I think that looks good. And then I'm just kind of trying to figure out if I need to add anything else. And I need a little bit of blue. So I added the butterfly from the little pack of butterflies and flowers. And I like that pop of blue. I think that looks good. And it pulls in the blue from the paper too. And then you get the gold from the flower from the paper. And I think this is finished. I like this. This was fun to put together. I did edit this a little bit because it did take me a lot longer, but here it is close up. And this is really fun, just to take a little break and just kind of experiment with papers and textures. And I'm ready to start doing some more projects. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next video.